here with Top One Outdoors.
Flames!
And
Woo!
going over my camera today. It's the Nikon D3300. And Tanner's got some specs pulled up that we are gonna kind of discuss here for a second before we start tearing open the bag and get into what we actually have in our kit.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we're
100%?
gonna do. Yeah.
Hey.
We'll see what happens by the end of the video.
Hey Tristan, I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah?
I'm gonna tell you later.
Alright. So it is 24.2 megapixels. Its X-speed is 4. AF points, that's the autofocus points. There are 11 different points. It's 5 frames per second or 5 FPS. Yeah. It's got a bunch of other different odds and ends settings and stuff like that as well that we're probably not going to really get into. But this is the camera bag it came with. We bought this at a pawn shop for $300, I believe, last year.
And by the way, this is the very first camera of Top One Outdoors. This is the first one that I went in with on him when we first started. Just want to get it out there. It's our very first camera.
Yeah. And so like you said, we split it 50-50 up front, and then I ended up buying his half of it. That was just something that we decided we wanted to do. So, like Tanner, I've got one of these SD card cases. I use it mostly for the camera. Tanner, his is full because of all of his, what do you call them?
Trail cameras.
Trail cameras, yeah. But so I carry that in the bag. Got some other stuff back here, different chargers, and I think that's about it. But it did come with a Nikon neck strap as well, but we've never used it, seeing as this camera's mostly been mounted to trees. We've got one of the chargers here, and I think we got the other one over here on this side. So we've got 3 batteries for this one total. It came with a Nikon original battery, but we do not have a Nikon charger for it, and it won't work on any of these chargers. So it just hangs out in the bag until I decide to buy the actual Nikon charger. So we open it up here, and this kit that it came with was everything you see here. I'm going to pull out. So we have the body of the camera itself, the 3300. Came with this it came with this light that you can mount onto the top. It's just a cold shoe. It has internal batteries that it uses to run off of.
I think that might be flash for photos.
It is.
Yeah.
These are 2 clarifier and magnifying lenses for photography mostly. We've never used these in videos. This is our bigger lens that it came with. This is the Nikon DX VR and a bunch of other branded stuff, but it is a 55 to 200 millimeter lens. And this is a DSLR camera, so it's all manually adjustable, but this camera does actually include an autofocus feature. It's just very loud. You've probably heard it going off in videos. And this is the smaller of the 2 lenses. This is what we've used for vlog style videos and stuff like that. This is a simple 18 to 55 millimeter lens, and same thing. It swivels and closes and all that. So yeah, the next thing we've got is a smaller flash for it. This is also a cold shoe mount with batteries in the flash. Got a couple spare batteries for said flash devices. Then we've got a tripod mount that screws into the bottom of the camera and then drops into our tripods. And this is a air blower. It's used to clean the lenses off so that you don't produce, or like say you were to use your mouth, so you don't get any moisture in the lens or on it. Yeah, so that's everything out of the main bag of the camera. And like I said earlier, we have these magnifier lenses. They came with these rings that are used to adjust the size of the actual lenses so they can actually attach to the clarifier and magnifier lens. And we've got just assorted cables and stuff like that came with it. But that's everything that came with the kit, and now I guess we'll talk about the camera itself and how it's handled for us. Overall, I think it's a decent camera in the right conditions. This camera struggles a lot, or I should specify, these off-brand batteries struggle a lot in cold climate conditions, and seeing as we are a hunting channel, we do a lot of things in the woods and a lot of things in winter. So the batteries tend to get pretty cold pretty quick. We leave them in the truck on the drive there or overnight before, and we just always seem to be running out of battery in the field. That's why we ended up buying 3 of them, and that still wasn't enough on some occasions. I can't say whether or not it would be any better with a Nikon official battery. From what I've researched, it wouldn't be all that much better, although it could have been slightly higher standards. You know, it might have been able to withstand a little bit more of the climate. But yeah,
I will say, so this year, in back part of it's been this year, you know, Tristin was doing other things, so I took over with the camera and self-filmed a lot with it this year, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I came that close to chucking the dang thing out of the tree, because I mean, I get frustrated talking about it. It's really hard to self-film with that rotating lens, because you got to hold the camera. Well, he'll put it on. He'll show you here in a minute. You got to put the lens on. You got to click it in, and you got to rotate it with your hand. And when you're self-filming and the deer's coming in, you know, I've been in full draw, and I've had to bring it over here to me. And I've had trying to move the lens and look at it at the same time. It is a complete nightmare. But if you have a cameraman, it's not as bad. When he's got to know when he's got to switch lenses. So there is that camera. I'm going to say is not built for deer hunting, in my opinion. But we can use it for a lot of everything. It's a good backup camera. You know, Tristan doesn't if Tristan's hunting with me or Hunter. We're going to use Hunter or my camera. Now, if Tristan's by himself, which probably most of the time is going to be with one of us or someone else, or able to use our camera. So but the camera's not a bad. It's a good vlog. We could film the type of video that we're filming right now, a review video. I will say it does need a mic to put on it. The audio on it isn't the greatest. Well, actually, it's pretty shit. So I mean, you give or take what you buy. Pawn shop, $300. You know, online, you got a good deal, I would think.
I looked it up, and for the same kit that they were selling, and it was, you know, this complete kit, it was, or complete kit minus
I think you
this.
saved about $150.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not bad. It was in great shape, still is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you get a decent camera all the way around.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'd say. It's decent. It's not great in any one particular area. I would say it's better suited for vlogging. And one key thing about that is because this screen isn't rotatable. Right now we're filming on Hunter's camera, and it has the fold-out screen. Mm-hmm. We could flip it all the way around so we could see ourselves. Mm-hmm. This one's a static screen, so even though it does display what's going on in front of the camera, like he was saying earlier, unless you have a dedicated cameraman, you're not going to be able to see what is going on camera. He said earlier, being able to switch lenses quickly and efficiently and quietly while you're in the woods hunting is something I had to get fairly good at, and I'd probably say I didn't really get great at it at all. So this lens I've got on it now, like I said, it's the bigger lens. It goes all the way up to 200 millimeter. And at full zoom, I'm trying to think, if you watched any of the deer hunting videos from the field, did we call it the bean field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those are filmed on that camera.
Yeah.
Actually, all of our deer hunting videos besides the very last one, which was Hunter, are all filmed on that camera.
Yeah. So whenever you see me fully zoomed in on deer or anything, I'm using this. And then any time that we had Tanner in front of the camera or I was giving you guys a broad view, I had to switch out the entire assembly and get this one put on, and you had to do that every single time. So eventually I started to, with the battery problems as well, I started to leave both of these lenses in my sweater, and I would have batteries in there as well for the body heat and the ease of access for the lenses. So it wasn't great in the woods whatsoever, but I think it was a decent camera overall, you know, all things considered. If you're looking for an entry-level camera that's not going to run you too much, I would say this is a decent option. Or even better, Tristin, his camera is this, just a model or two newer. It's the D500 or the D3300. So it's the same camera, just a couple years newer. So I guess that's all we had for you guys in this video. But hope you guys enjoyed it. We've got a couple more coming out over Tanner's new camera and Hunter's camera as well. So be watching out for those in the next couple of weeks. And from all of us here at Top Gun Outdoors, happy hunting.